Hi, my name is Paul Coover, C-O-O-V as in Victor, E-R. And I thought I'd start today with the most frightening photograph that I have to show you. And this photograph is of my TV remote control pointed at my camera in the dark, and I'm pushing the button to change channels. If I saw that in the dark, I'd probably flip out. But you can't see this. This is invisible light. When I look into my TV remote control, I don't see anything, but my camera picks up stuff picks up stuff beyond the human vision, beyond the capability of human vision. It picks up just more than I can see. Now, I'm showing you the slide for the Journal of Scientific Exploration, volume 19, number 30, page 343, and in 2005, a study concluded that it was not possible to explain anomalous orbic images by conventional optical science by a conventional optical science mechanism. So they could not explain these orb images as lint or dust or reflections or anything. A full 25% of what they uncovered could not be explained by any conventional optical science mechanism. So just wanted to bring that to your attention for all the trolls that said that this is all dust. Just direct them to the study. The study tried to prove that these orbs were not real, and instead 75% of their stuff they could definitely throw out because it was stupid pictures taken in front of a picture, in front of a window or in front of sliding glass doors, all kinds of reflections. And they were trying to check out reflections. Could reflections make these orb pictures? So, of course, they use lots and lots of reflective pictures, which I don't do. I use a more modest thing. Now, here's my dog. This dog is my optical device. She actually found these things for me. She went nuts, chasing around, chasing stuff I could not see, actively chasing like a rabbit or something. And you couldn't see anything. I thought she was crazy, but I got some pictures of it by accident that she was chasing something, so I started going out and watching her and taking pictures of her. And here she is on the right in the bottom of this picture, and notice the orb on the left. She was quite a dog. Her name is Odessa, and that's why the ebook I wrote of photographs is called Odessa's Orbs. She found them. She's responsible for this entire thing. I did a lot of hard work, but she brought it to my attention. It's probably the least I could do. And our dogs seem to orient to these things. Here I am taking pictures uh, in the dark. Here's a completely dark shot. The night was black, and so now it's color reversed, so it's white. Here's a giant dog looking up into the sky at night. And I'm sure he's not very interested in the dust that's up there at night. So I really don't know why my dogs are looking up in the air like this, except, hey, I really do know because I've learned what's going on around here. And I'm trying to debunk the debunkers. I know they just go nuts, but I'm afraid maybe they're just afraid of the dark. You know, they have some emotional problem. I'm a Christian. Maybe they don't believe in God, don't believe in spirits, don't believe in the Holy Spirit, don't believe in anything like that. But I do seem to remember pictures like this in religious iconography, you know, pictures of Jesus kneeling uh, in the Garden of Yosemite. And he's kneeling, and the artist shows this halo thing on his head. And there's other instances of that. We see all kinds of evidence of halos. We've seen plenty of that. And some of these pictures are clearly moving and doing unusual things that dust cannot do, which I wouldn't expect dust to be able to fly over. And this is one of the best pictures. When I first got this picture, I realized, man, it's possible to get some really good pictures of these things. But what I was doing was following my dog, and I'm in the dark, and I'd have to sneak up on him. I couldn't go flashing pictures here and flashing pictures there, nilly-willy. It wasn't like that at all. I figured out by trial and error, and the dog was chasing him, where these things were, where I was most likely to find them. I kept going over to that place, and I would go over there and take a picture, and there'd be a bunch of them, and I'd take another picture, and there'd be only two left. One of them hiding around behind something, and one of them hiding around behind something else. And after a couple of pictures, they'd all be gone. And then you'd turn around, and they'd be behind you. And that smacks of behavior. And I realize that people have said, oh, these things never showed up until they made digital cameras. Nobody's ever seen anything like this until they made digital cameras. Go, oh yeah, what about this? This is the Dharma chakra on the Indian flag from the 3rd century BC. So apparently somebody has seen one of these things long before that. And my little debunking friends. Anyway, this picture has something unusual about it. Does anybody tell me what is unusual about this picture? So we've gone out and found them. We're taking their pictures. We look over the camera when we take the picture, and we can see them over the camera and when the flash goes off. And you can't always do this because your eyes have to be in the correct place. Your eyes, there's in a quarter of a second or whatever amount of time there is, there's only a 60th of a second of exposure, but I have a lot more flash, maybe a quarter of a second I can see. But if my eyes are in the right place, I will see anything in a quarter of a second. But in a quarter of a second, there's not time to move your eyes. So one time, my friend and I were looking over the same camera. I'm standing looking a little bit to the right. It's between us, and he's looking a little bit to the left. And I took the picture. I said, I didn't see anything. I don't think anything is there. And he said, no, there was two of them over there by that hill. And we looked at the picture, and sure enough, they were. So other people could see this. You could see these with your own eyes. But I do remember an old saying that you may have heard also. It says, take a picture, it lasts longer. And I'm sure you must have heard that saying. Anyway, that's my motto. And I really love my little dog, Odessa. She is a kicker, man. She is awesome. And all of this stems from her wildness, man. If she wouldn't have been so wild. My other dogs were scared of these things. We just moved up there. And the other dogs, big old giant dogs, they wanted in the house, and they're barking, 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 and we go outside, and they have scared looks on their face. We let them in. We're laughing about it. What in the world are these dogs into that they're so scared of? But we let Odessa out, and just as a baby, she's chasing around, chasing them. So she's quite a girl, that little Odessa. And I hope that this has had some opportunity to explain perhaps what was going on with these photographs. We can see them. We can also take their picture, which leads us to believe that it's not dust or lint or swamp gas or whatever the trolls are selling. So don't let the people pick on you. If they want to pick on you, send them to that scientific study, for instance. Although most of them aren't smart enough to be able to read it. It's pretty tough. You have to go to the conclusions. It's a boring ass study. They tried to disprove all this. Well, thanks a lot. Talk to you all later.